Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got some Destiny Alpha gameplay, Bungie's next big game. Now, if you don't know what Destiny is, I don't believe you. Activision is putting $500 million behind the development and marketing of this game. It is one of the biggest game projects in history, a James Cameron level production, and it certainly shows, as you can see from the character selection screen here. Everything is top notch. Of the 3 available classes, I decided to go with the Titan class, which has a very powerful area effect attack. This is to basically make up for my crappy console aiming skills. And once you finish your character customization, the alpha throws you directly into a level of a futuristic post-apocalyptic Earth. You look around and see massive structures around you, a very big open world that has stuff like colonization ships, gigantic futuristic walls, and then old broken down Earth equipment from many years ago. You'll even see some Abrams tanks from time to time. Without question, the game is visually stunning. Even from a PC elitist like myself, I have to say that the PS4 is certainly cranking out some nice graphics here. Artistically, the game does feel very much like Halo. The assault rifles, the character modeling, even the world modeling. That's not a bad thing. I think the Halo art direction is some of the best in gaming history. And now that the Bungie art team is not confined to linear level design, they have complete freedom to deck out this post-apocalyptic free roam world. And if you get tired of marveling at every little rock and pebble around you, you can always summon a little speeder bike to help you get around the map faster. This is actually a really fun way to explore quickly and figure out where some cool missions are located. And without wasting any time, the alpha throws you right into the middle of a very claustrophobic, dark, scary mission, which is narrated by Peter Dinklage.
What is this? Lots of motion ahead. I've got a bad feeling about this. It can't be. It's the Hive.
I guess it's not really a complete Bungie game if you don't have any space zombies. Now, there's some other really cool things that happen while running around in the open world. In-game events will occur depending on what environment you're in, and sometimes a giant dropship will fly overhead and drop off an army of aliens, and you and the random players around you have to team up and try and defeat it. This is a really cool way to try and build community and make you work together with just random players to achieve a similar goal. Now, these events are not actually easy to do, and a lot of time players are not strong enough to actually defeat some of it, like the giant robot spider tanks that you run into. The alpha doesn't give away too much of the story, which is good. We're fighting some aliens called the Fallen. There's a traveler that came to Earth, advanced humanity, but now things are not good anymore, and we're essentially guardians trying to set things right again. It's an interesting blend of super sci-fi technology and at the same time magic. Some of the enemies you fight against are called mages. One of the characters you can play is a warlock. You'll even run into witches and stuff like that. I actually really like the build-up of the lore so far. Again, I don't know much about the backstory, but it is certainly a world that I want to know more about. And like any good MMO, you're going to run into your fair share of boss fights, which is certainly a fun but also nerve-wracking experience, especially if you have my console skills. You'll notice a lot of similarities in the way that AI behaves compared to the original Halo games, which in my opinion is a good thing. AI is very good at taking cover, outsmarting you, sneaking up behind you. The bosses have different stages, so they'll attack differently once they hit certain levels of health. They'll start teleporting around, shooting you with different kinds of projectiles, so it definitely keeps you on your toes. So certainly shooter skills are a big part of this game, but also acquiring high-level guns and gear. When you kill a boss, you can almost guarantee that you're going to pick up some kind of cool gun or some kind of cool piece of armor. Now, some of the most fun I had while playing was just some of the missions that I went on that it randomly paired me with people that were also going on the same mission. We fought together, there was more bad guys, we revived each other in big halfway battles, and it was really fun. There was even some really challenging moments where our entire team got wiped out and we had to play the instance over again, learning from our mistakes and making the victories that much more rewarding. Using your super abilities at clutch moments is a really big part of making it out of some of the fights, as you start to get overwhelmed rather quickly. Also, you can't just camp in cover the whole time because ammo is a big part of this game, and you will pick it up from the enemies that you kill. So if you start running low on ammo, you're going to have to venture out into the fray and start picking up some gear. If your teammates die in really exposed areas, you have to decide if you want to run out there and try and revive them or hold out behind cover for long enough until they can respawn on you. Now, aside from your super abilities, you also have several tactical abilities which vary depending on your class. I had a grenade that recharged over time, so essentially infinite grenades, but it was a good cooldown between each grenade I could throw. And I also had a super punch that would do massive melee damage to anybody that I punch, but that would also have to recharge. So using those at key moments can also keep you alive. Good aim is certainly rewarded in this game. Headshots will do significantly more damage depending on what kind of enemy you're shooting at, and bosses also have lots of little weak points that you can learn. Usually they're hard to get to, but if you're low on ammo, sometimes you're forced to actually try and spare your shots and go for the head only. Figuring out the stages on some of these giant spider tanks was actually a really fun experience. I found shooting the legs out, the armored legs out, would cause the spider tank to essentially be crippled for a little period of time. Then it would expose its neck, and if you shoot it in the neck, you can do a massive amount of damage. If you can get in there and actually do a super attack on the neck, you can do even more damage, killing it much faster. It's very hard to do because the spider tanks have lots of different weapons, one of which I found out about right now, and I get hit right in the face with a randomly lobbed grenade. One of my biggest gripes with the alpha is that it only lets you progress to level 8. It was a really fun experience all the way, but it certainly left me wanting more, and this is definitely one of those games that I think could bring me back to console gaming in a very big way. The art direction is phenomenal, the boss fights are a lot of fun, it does a great job of just randomly partnering players together, and you end up finding a lot of camaraderie as you're all working together to try and achieve the same objective. It's really fun, and I can't wait to explore all the different avenues that Destiny has to offer. One of the big ones being the PvP element. We all know how big PvP was in Halo. It looks like Destiny offers a very similar arena-style experience. Rather than just playing with your standard Spartan though, you have your in-game character with all your cool weapons that you have gained from the missions that you've run on, but now you're playing in more of a tactical arena environment. And from what I've seen, it looks like there could be a very healthy PvP environment for this game in the future. As always guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you want to see more Destiny alpha footage, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing out.